of our undergraduate student to hear from you as a prominent lecturer or professor in the, I think it's about soil science and ecology, if I'm not mistaken. So this is very important topics for us, especially in Indonesia, because as we already know, Indonesia is one of the biodiversity hotspot, and it is very influenced by the ecology, and we really want to connect everything that we learn with the environment, and we cannot wait to hear from you today. And I also want to greet Professor Yulin Lestari and other lecturer maybe who I cannot see maybe in my screen, but Prof. Yulin I can see. So thank you very much. She is the expert in microbiology, physiology, and also ecology, I say. So we are delighted today to welcome you. I just want to inform you that the Faculty of Mathematics and Natural Sciences, especially the Department of Biology, really have a strong tie with many Japanese university. So we have a long history with Kyoto University from 1980s. We have research in primates, especially the colorblind monkey, and also ecology of the primates in Indonesia. We have also a strong connection with Osaka University, especially in the field of functional food and also metabolomics, and with Nara Institute of Science and Technology in how to say big data of jamu. Jamu is traditional medicine of Indonesia, and it is compared with the traditional medicine of Japan. I think the name is Kempo, or I forget the name. Yeah, it's Kampo. Yeah, it's we have a database which is built together with Nara Institute of Science and Technology, and also with Hokkaido University. We have a double degree master, and I think there are several others, but that are the university that very have a strong connection with us, and we are very looking forward to make a stronger connection with Okayama University, one of our prospective partner, especially in your field. So it is again our pleasure to greet you today and hear from you. And I'm very sorry that currently we have a senator meeting in IPB to discuss about the future of our university. We would like to change our university from institute to the real university, because as you know, our name is Institut Pertanian Bogor. In English is actually Bogor Agricultural Institute, but institute meaning in English is a little bit different with institute meaning in Indonesia. So we want to formalize the name to become a university legally. So we have a very important meeting today. I would like to excuse to you after giving this greeting. I have to leave this online meeting, but again, next time we will surely want to discuss more with you. So thank you very much, and see you again soon, Sensei. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. No problem, no problem. You have a very important job there, so no problem. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, the Dean of Faculty of Mathematics and Natural Sciences, Dr. Ferry Juliandi, for.
So Pak Hirmas, please excuse me. So yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bu Yulin, mohon maaf tidak bisa menemani hari.
Monggo Pak Dekan.
Baik, silakan bertugas yang lain Pak Beri. Terima kasih.
Yeah,
Thank you very much indeed.
Okay, let's continue to our lecture. First, I want to introduce our laboratory, agricultural and engineering, where Mori Sensei is the professor of this field, and I already sent to the students this page, so I hope all of the students already read description of our risk area in the lab, because it's very related with the materials that Mori Sensei will give to you. Okay, this only a brief introduction, and let's start to the Mori Sensei lectures. It will be take place in around 45 minutes. So Mori Sensei, please, time is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Hilmas, to introducing me to the students. So now I would like to start my talk. So I would like to share also, wait a moment. I need to start my, wait a moment, please. I need to start my presentation first. Okay, and then where is, okay, where is the Zoom? Wait a moment, please. It's a bit heavy. Okay, share the screen. And where is, this is the screen. I think I had successfully shared the screen. Is it okay? Can you see my
Yes.
screen, main screen? Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
clearly,
so
Sensei.
Yes, it's very clear.
okay, I would like to start my lecture. The title is Soil Environmental Engineering, a science for the very surface of planet Earth. My name is Yasushi Mori and working at the Graduate School of Environmental Life Science, Okayama University. Today, I would like to talk about basic knowledge of soil science and some application to the recovery of the degraded soil. So the contents of my, wait a moment. I'm not familiar with that. Wait a moment, please. This is, okay, yeah. Is it? Okay, yeah. Okay, so this is the contents. The first one is introduction of soil physics or soil science, and the second one is application, recovery of degraded soil environment. The first, I would like to start with elementary knowledge of the soil science. Soil is the largest carbon storage in our land area. The very surface area of planet Earth is very important zone where we receive clear water and healthy crop yield. So rainfall infiltrated into soils and mainly substances were transported and filtered there. Soils are multifunctional. However, once polluted, we never get clear water and healthy fruit from there. So this is a hydrologic cycle. So rainfall drops to the land, and at the mountain field, the soil filter the bad things and make pure water, and we can drink the clear water from here, and we can irrigate this water to the agricultural field, and the water infiltrated into the agricultural field and crop grows, and one of the water is evaporated from the land, and once again they make cloud and make some rainfall. So the soil is the one of the material that makes the hydrological cycle. So it's very important area. And also the soil is the largest carbon storage area. Soils holds triple the amount of carbon stored in plant biomass, triple the amount, and double the amount of stored in the atmosphere. So as global warming gets worse, carbon dioxide gas emission from land area are becoming an ever greater problem. So when we go to the, say, junior high school or high school to give them some lecture, and when I ask the student, where is the largest carbon storage area in our land? And usually the student raise their hands and replied me, plants. So it's okay because plants would do the photosynthesis. So the plants has the large biomass, but largest storage area is the soils. Okay, so it's triple the amount of the plant's biomass and double the amount of the soils. So it's very important area. And This is a global carbon cycling, and as you can see, because we say it's a carbon cycling, the input and output is the usually equal. For the ocean absorb the carbon dioxide 92 gigaton and output 90 gigaton. It's so-so, it's fair. And for the plant biomass do some photosynthesis as a primary production and absorb carbon dioxide 61.3 gigaton, and it's as an output after the respiration, the plant puts carbon dioxide 60 gigaton. It's fair, so-so. But there's a one-way error here. So fossil fuel combustion and cement industry, this is a one-way output for the atmosphere. There's no cycling. So 5.5 gigaton carbon dioxide was emitted from this industry and go to the atmosphere. So usually you have learned this carbon cycling, and even the fossil fuel cement industry is circulating at the elementary school or junior high. It's true when you talk about 460 million years circulation, it's circulated, but what we are talking now is environmental science for 100 years. For 100 years, it's not circulated. So it's just, where is the, yeah, it's just one way. It's not good. So please remember it's 5.5 gigaton to the atmosphere. So let's look at the cycling at the land area. At the land area, we have absorbed 0.5 gigaton carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and output as a 1.6 gigaton. And summing up, 1.1 gigaton was output emitted to the atmosphere. It looks like a small number, but we would say the amount is equal to 20% of fossil fuel combustion. So it's large number. I would say it's large number. So the management of the land environment is very important. If you failed, a large amount of carbon dioxide will be emitted to the atmosphere. So land management is pretty important. So let's think about what is the soil. The soil under beneath your feet is high-tech material. Usually the people think the soil as just a dirt, but it's not a.
Sorry, Mori Sensei. Please unmute the microphone because yeah, okay. Thank you.
So now you can hear my voice, right?
Yes.
Sorry,
Sorry.
has happened. Okay, so soil is a high-tech material, and soil consists of a variety of size of particles, and where we name clay for the size of less than 2 micrometers. So that when the particle size is very small, they have the very large specific surface area. So let's do some experience on the imagination. Okay, please imagine the cubic. Where is the point? Sorry, I have lost my point. Where is the, sorry, I have lost my point. Okay, so please imagine we have cubic size of scale, right? Like tofu, okay? Please imagine we want to cut the tofu into half. Then when we have 2 new surface area, which is reactive to a lot of things, and imagine when we cut the tofu in a horizontal way, we have new surface area, which is active for a lot of things. And also imagine when we cut the tofu into the half this way, we have another new surface area, which is active to a lot of materials. By doing so, now we have 8 cubic size square, and still the volume is the equal. So when we get the smaller particles, we will have the 3 new surface area, which is active to the chemical reactions. So by doing so, when we cut the tofu into smaller sizes and smaller sizes, we will get this kind of shape, and still the volume is the same. But the surface area is now very large, right? So when we get the very small particles, we would have the very large specific surface area. So the small size particle has the very large specific surface area, like I showed you here. When the diameter, the radius is smaller here, 0.0001 millimeter, the specific, sorry, in Japanese, specific surface area is very large compared to the, I would say, sand. 1 millimeter sand has very small surface area, but the clay, very small particle, has very large specific surface area. Because it's small particle size, the clay particle has very actively react to a lot of materials. So let's think about the industrial material. So it's an example of the detergent, okay? So it's a detergent for clothes and a detergent for toilet bowls. So for the detergent for clothes, you would like to do the, you would like to use the washing machine within 5 minutes, right? So you, the detergent for clothes has the fine particle, right? Fine particle. So you can put this fine particle into the water, and within 5 minutes, you can start the washing. And at the toilet bowl, you would like to put this bulky detergent into the water reservoir. And when you flush this detergent flushes the bowl, and you can use this bulky detergent for 1 month. Because it has a large size, it makes its size smaller and smaller, taking 1 month. But imagine when we take when you exchange the size as small particle detergent to a toilet bowl and the large bulky detergent for a washing machine. When you use the bulky size for the washing machines, you need to wait 1 month to start the washing machine. It's useless, right? And when you use the fine particle detergent to the washing reservoir, only one flushing activity, you will lose whole things. So it's useless, right? You want to use this detergent 1 month usually. So industrial material was well organized according to the size. So the size is very important. So these days we will observe acid rain where industrialization boosts up its economy. In our country, acid rain will be observed along Japan Sea coast. However, have you ever heard that river water tasted like vinegar? So we have China over here. China is industrialized these days, and they're the big economical boost. And they're the acid rain these days, but we never see that the river has changed into an acid river. So we never heard about that river water tasted like vinegar. So the reason is we have soils inside. Because the soil has small particle size, the soil can absorb hydrogen, acid rain, and purify the water. So this is the example of the graph. And this is a neutral pH 7, and this is acid area, and this is a experimental stuff at 0.1 mole per liter HCl application. Imagine it's acid rain. When you apply the acid rain, pH will be changed into like this smaller number, and this is calculated one because the water, blue one. Water does not have anything inside, so there's no resistance for climate change. So pH for the water can easily change according to the calculation. And the sand, because sand has a large particle size like 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter, the sand has small surface area. So it doesn't resistance for climate change. So the sand has changed into like this way. But you see red square, when you see the clay because clay has small particle size, so it has very large specific surface area, so it is resistible for climate change. So the clay would absorb the many hydrogen onto the surface area so that our environment does not change so much. So this is the secret why we would not observe the acid river like vinegar in our land. So the question is, what is the difference between easily change the environment and resistance one? So because the soil, especially clay, has small particle size, so it has resistance for climate change. So imagine, what if there's not any soil? So it's too bad, right? So when you go to the Mars and when you go to the moon, there's no soil like this. So we're very happy we have soil in our land. And the clay is not just a small size, but it has a crystal architecture inside. And it's not just small. Rock is rock, not soil. Small rock particles cannot be called as soils. So according to the withering process, there are chemical changing into the architecture. And while making the clay particles, we would have these kind of crystal architecture for the clay. So these kind of structure. And at the withering process, basically clay, small particle, has these kind of general structure, hexagonal structure and octagonal structure. Soils have following two types of crystal architecture, and during the withering process from rocks to soils, basically we have silica here. We have silica here, basically, and we have aluminum over here. And at during the withering process, because alumina has the same size as silica, by just accidentally, alumina subsidize the position of the silica over here, like this. And because the manganese has the same size of alumina, by accidentally, manganese subsidize the location of the alumina, like this. And because its charge is less than silica, 4 plus, and the alumina 3 plus, and the manganese has 2 plus, so the resultant crystal has negatively charged because positive number is smaller than silica, and a positive number is smaller than the alumina. Manganese is smaller than the alumina. Resultant structure causes a negatively charged structure. So the clay is basically negatively charged. Then the soil absorbed calcium, sodium, potassium, sodium, and calcium, manganese, and iron, which were removed during the withering process. And these small particles play a great role in chemical reaction on nutrient absorption, and also the plant would use material for the growth. So this is the secret of how the soil has been made. So 150 years ago, a Britain researcher questioned about the soil. Was the fertilizer effectively used by plants? So that's a question. Almost 100 years ago, 150 years ago, when there was no high-tech, manure compost was mainly used. But it was, but the question is, was it washed away by rainfall and leached through the soil layer? That was the question a long time ago. But don't worry, clay minerals absorb them because of the clay has the crystal structure and basically negatively charged, and partially it's positively charged. Because of that, soil can absorb acid rain, also absorb the nutrient onto it. So we're happy with that. So this is a summary so far. Soils are the largest carbon storage body of over land area. And soils, especially clay, have small particle size less than 2 micrometer. So specific surface area is very large. And soils are basically negatively charged, and some parts are positively charged. So because of the small size and positively charged and some negatively charged, the soil has the resistivity for the climate change. So our world is protected by the soils, and this soil is very important. Once we fail the management of the soil environment, the large amount of carbon dioxide will be emitted to the atmosphere, and its amount is 20% equal to 20% of fossil fuel combustion. And the management of soil environment is very important. So this is the summary so far. Let's move on to the topic, how we can recover the degraded soil environment. So we will go on to the next step. So this is the picture of the forest these days in Japan. Like I said, soil is the largest terrestrial carbon storage, and there the degradation and loss at the surface area. So this is one of the representative picture of the forest these days in Japan. You will be surprised to see that. And when you go to the forest, usually when you dig the soil into the deep layer, usually this is the depth centimeter, 10 centimeter depth and 30 centimeter depth and 50 centimeter depth. Even if you dig the soil, this is a total organic carbon. The carbon contents would not decrease even at the 50 centimeter. But these days, when you dig the soil, carbon content drop only after 50 centimeter. It's very small, shallower layer. So surface layer is the most fertile zone, which is rich in organic matter. This is a normal forest, but these days we would observe these kind of forests. However, this fertile zone was degraded from rough land management because of aging society in Japan, aging society in all over the world, and younger generation would go to the plain area or industrial area, or only the grandpa and grandma would manage the forested area or land area. And from rough land management, and also removed by heavy rain, climate change, it is considered as degradation of environmental resources. In those areas, because there is no plants, infiltration is bad and organic matter content is low. And because there is no plants at the surface of the soil, there's no barrier for the rainfall catchment. So the strong rainfall directly impacted onto soil surface, and the soil erosion occurred with the nutrient-rich surface soil. Because of the soil erosion, the surface soil was removed by heavy rain. Then we would observe this shallower organic matter content at the surface soil. So this will be the issue these days. And this is the evidence of the increment of the heavy rain in Japan. It will be the same as all over the world. This is data for Japan Meteorological Agency. The rainfall, which is stronger than 50 millimeter per hour, is increasing these days. You see the average line shows increment trend for this 30 or 40 years. So the strong rainfall is increasing these days because of the climate change. Everybody knows about that. 20 years ago, many students wouldn't believe about that. But these days, because we have heavy rain, even in Japan, every year we have flood event. So everybody knows about that. So we have strong rainfall. So when we consider about the recovery of the land, the most imaginable procedure is there is a need for enhancing infiltration. It will catch more rainfall. So the easiest way to catch the rainfall is traditionally cultivation is preferable. Soften the soil layer and makes agricultural work easy. So the cultivation is a major one. But however, agricultural practices break soil aggregates and make soil dry which has risks for decomposition of organic matter, and it would emit the carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. It's not good. And because we have heavy rainfall these days, so we have concern about soil erosion. So although it's controversial issue, we would like to enhance the infiltration without cultivation. So the question is it possible or something? So we would like to enhance the infiltration, and cultivation is the easiest way, but it's not the wise option these days. We have, because the cultivation practices break the soil aggregates and make it small particle, and when it's made into a small particle, it easily decompose and emitted carbon dioxide. And because we have heavy rainfall, we would have concern about soil erosion. So let's take some photo about the soil structure. This is a photo. So this is the X-ray radiography of the soil profile. So this is my PhD theme. I put the contrast agent onto the soil surface and want to see the infiltration process. While I am waiting for several hours, contrast agency infiltrated into the soils, and I could take these kind of photos. So can you see something inside the soil? It's 5 centimeter horizontal vertical picture. So 5 centimeter profile of the soil. This is upper part, this is lower part. This is upper part, this is lower part. So you would know now this is the root of the crop, and this is the root of paddy field. After crop shooting of root, after degradation of the root, there is a root created macropore inside the soil. When you think about the soil pore, because soil is a particle, not a particle, but because you would imagine soil is a particle, soil is a particle, you would imagine the packing of the particle. So the pore would be also the same, but actually the pore structure is different. So when the plant shooting like this, they are the pore structure very similar to the plant roots. So root created macropores are predominant in natural soils, which has diameter of 1 millimeter or less, and shows dual porosity nature of macropore and matrix. So we call it bulk area as matrix. So there will be a finer pore inside. So when I take the photograph, all these 4 photos was taken from exactly the same soil. So this is a faster flow, and this is a very slow flow over here. So when we apply the faster flow, the contrast agency was conducted into very large pores like this. And when we get the slow velocity, we can see the finer pore over here. When I first look at these figures, I had imagined it looks like human body. It looks like large vessel, and it looks like a finer tube. The finer blood vessel conduct to the blood to the finer cells, and the large artery conducts large amount of blood from the heart to the part of the bodies. So soil is not just a dirt; it's very high-tech material. So pore structure is divided into macropore and matrix, and playing a similar role of large artery and blood capillary. They are functionally differentiated while contributing the solute transport in soils. There are the distinct differences that each part conducts a solute according to the matrix section, changing convection and dispersion process. We found solute transport process like convection dispersion were controllable. So sorry, it's kind of difficult term, but I would say which would be controllable when we put this uncertainty into use. So the idea is carbon storage using soil bodies. we can store the carbon with soil. For example, 1% increment for 50 centimeter soil layer by enhancing infiltration without cultivation. Using this macropore, we can maybe control the soil infiltration without cultivation, knowing the infiltration process looks like this. Increment infiltration, because soil land has vast area, small carbon storage in each field contributes greatly to carbon storage. In addition, recovered soil body works as culture for plants. Further effect will be counted. Also, it would work as buffer layer for rain catchment. So it will be good. So idea was simple. So I had tried to make the ideal structure by pushing the bar into the soil and make some artificial macropore. But empty macropore only works as saturated means a large water. Moreover, empty macropore and such a condition, moreover, empty artificial macropore easily collapse and clog with time. It's useless. So it's not so easy to make the macropore artificially by our hand. So we cut the macropore horizontal way and observed it. And when we observed cross-section of macropore, we found that macropore wall was coated with clay, and sometimes organic matter, and sometimes iron. The coatings reinforce the structure of macropores, which extend the lifetime of macropores. And sometimes with the infiltration process, macropore wall was coated with clay. And sometimes the ants and earthworm put some gooey stuff around the wall of the macropore. So macropore was coated with gooey stuff. And iron was sometimes accumulated around the wall after the respiration of plants. So also it has reinforced by this coating material. So we need to think about how to reinforce the structure. And this is just the idea. Enhancing infiltration by mimicking natural pore structure. And this is our idea, artificial macropore. And proposed design was fibrous material. Fibrous material was inserted in the soil. Capillary pores caused by fiber introduce vertical transport, while micropore matrix enhance horizontal flow. Vertical flow by macropore and horizontal flow by micropore. Because artificial macropore maintains its structure and is effective prior to saturation, because we have fibrous material, and fibrous material drag the surface soil into the soil easily. And it's effective prior to saturation. More effective infiltration was expected, and then empty macropores. That was the idea. And for the fibrous material, at first, I had used glass fiber because it's industrial material, no degradation, and glass fiber is made of SiO2, very similar to the soil. Soil and the glass is, how do I say, good friends each other. Glass is made of soils, and soil is made of glass. So I thought it was good, but because it's industrial material, no degradation, no degradation is not good for these days. So I would use the unused regional resources here, bamboo fiber, finding natural soils, because these days many farmers, grandpa and grandma, abandoned the agricultural field. Once agricultural field was abandoned, bamboo is embedded into the degraded area. And once bamboo is embedded into the degraded area, because the bamboo is spread around the agricultural field by using the ground tubes, it's very difficult to recover land again. So bamboo, we can call it bamboo, is one of the unused regional resources. So grows in degraded soils and advances in post and preparation. So there are bamboo everywhere. So zero money will be used for this. So, and because it has came from natural, so it gradually decays, so it's good. So I use bamboo fiber for to the fibrous material here. And before going to the field, I had simulated the infiltration. So this is a control area 2D simulation. This is vertical way and this is horizontal. And if there's nothing, infiltration is bad. But when we made the artificial macropore with fibrous material, infiltration is pretty nice here. So we're happy to see that and went to the field. And this is the example of the artificial macropore. And it's small and we can see the fibrous material. In this case, bamboo fiber is sticking out of the ground. So it's very small and no harm for the soil, no harm for the environment. So it's good. So we went to the field. So we can see bare field, right? Very degraded, bare yellow-red soil. And I had put the, this is the old type, glass fiber artificial macropore. We put the artificial macropore like this and put some soil moisture sensor over here so that we can monitor the soil water infiltration after the rainfall. And this is the result of the infiltration process after 1 year. And this is September, October, November, and April. And this is the depth, the 10 centimeter depth, so 30 centimeter depth, and 50 centimeter depth. And blue bar shows the rainfall. This is rainfall. And at the dotted mark shows the macropore, and the cross mark shows the no macropore plot. And when you see the 10 centimeter depth, cross mark stands out. That means this is volumetric water content, and this is rainfall. Sorry, this is rainfall. Stronger rainfall, and the volumetric water content is lower. Volumetric water content is higher. And at the 10 centimeter, cross mark stands out. That means at the shallow area, the water content is high, because at this degraded area, infiltration is bad. Most of the rain is stayed at the surface area, and we would observe sometimes soil erosion, muddy soil and soil erosion that was good, that was not good at that area. And we would observe water, rainfall runoff, and sometimes soil erosion. It's not good. And at the 30 centimeter, still cross mark stands out. But at the 50 centimeter, after 2 months or 3 months, the dotted mark stands out. That means that water content at 50 centimeter is higher than the no macropore area. So we're happy to see that infiltration is successful at the macropore area. The surface water is successfully delivered into the deeper area. The water was successfully stored at the deeper area at the very degraded area. So remember the first picture at the forest. There is no plants and water, rainfall impacted surface area, and there's a runoff at the surface, and sometimes we would observe soil erosion with nutrient-rich soil. And so now we are happy the soil moisture had the higher moisture at the 50 centimeter depth. And this is the result of 1 year after. You see, left half picture is the macropore area, and the right half area is the no macropore area. There are differences in vegetation. So you can see the dark green, you can see that. And the think color you observed here. Small short-rooted plants were observed in control area, while tall, deep-rooted plants were observed in artificial macropore area without small particle loss and unwelcome organic matter decomposition, because I had not any of the cultivation here. So we had successfully enhanced the infiltration without cultivation, only uses mimicking natural structure of the soil. I mean, artificial macropore, like natural soils. Okay, so we're very happy to see that. And when we measure the dry weight of the biomass, is larger at the macro pore area than no treatment area. And the net increment of total organic carbon is larger at the macro pore area and then no macro pore area. So just 1 year after, left macro pore area and light controlled area, the amount of plant biomass showed double number, and there was significant carbon increment of soil. So we're happy with that. And I'm not familiar with the plant species. I'm not a plant person. I'm a soil scientist, but the support staff at the agricultural field recommended me to count the number of the plant species. And when we count the species with students, there are variety of species of plants at the macro pore area. I don't know the reason why, but somehow the plant species also increases at the macro pore area than control area. So also we are very happy with that. I don't know why the secret is. So maybe you can reveal the secret in the future. Weed floor recovered quickly than estimation. Furthermore, we would not tell the reason yet. Biodiversity was large in macro pore area. So we were very happy to see that. So also these days we will go to the southern island in Okinawa region. In Okinawa region, we have sugarcane field. At the sugarcane fields, because they are in a semi-tropical area, we have strong rain over there, and agricultural farmer is suffering from the strong rain over there, and because the strong rain causes the muddy water, surface runoff with erosion, it's not good. But when we make the artificial macro pore here, you would watch anything over here, no flood over here. So we're very happy that artificial macro pore treatment also successful, also at the Okinawa region, where the agricultural farmer has sugarcane and suffering from the heavy rain. So no surface, no water, nor erosion was observed there. So we are very happy with that. And Japan, because I have got big budget from Japanese government, and the Japanese government recommended me to count the storage of the carbon here. So calculation trial, just imagination. So assume degraded area in land about 3,500 or 5 mega hectare, just FAO said so. Assume 1% of them are accessible, then about 35 mega hectare was the target. So assume infiltration was effective for 50 centimeter, then targeted soils about 160,000 megaton, very large amount. I can't imagine about that. Preliminary results show that we can increase organic matter in soils by 0.0005 gram carbon per gram soil per year. Very small amount, very small amount. But like I said at the first talk, then possible storage will be about 260,000 megaton times 0.0005, very small amount, but it resulted in 131.5 megaton carbon per year. That equals to 4% of land carbon budget, 3 gigaton per year. So it's very successful, large amount, and similar amount for large scale afforestation. So our trial was good, and it fits in the range of, estimation. So, but note, good results tends to be seen at the first stage of recovery, because we had conducted this experiment at the degraded land. So first year we would observe the very nice data, and assume plant growth is requested there. So desired outcome looks like this. Once vegetation is back around macro pore, because infiltration will be better than before, the next vegetation will fill the gap within macro pore. Then just let the process as it is. then we would not need to recover all the bare field. So we would observe this cycle at the natural forest. A forest shows what we want to see in the future. So they're the healthy forest here. So when we have successfully managed the forest, we would observe this plant shooting around here. When we have rich in plant shooting around here, the organic matter content 12 and 13, 12 and 13, we would not observe organic carbon content here. But when we have failed to manage the land, organic matter content dropped easily, like first slide. So according to the natural process, we have confidence that mimicking the natural soil structure, maybe we can recover soil, and maybe we can restore the soil organic matter in soils, and maybe we can recover the soil environment by mimicking the structure again. So the future vision is role of root-created macropore. Soil environment is dramatically recovered with simple technique by just enhancing infiltration with artificial macropore. It is an ideal vision that creating simple technique even after high-tech measurement and analysis, because environmental issue is everywhere. Therefore, simple technique is important so that many people can use. So we have used the X-ray, and we have used the ICP measuring machine. We have used the many sensors here, but because environmental issue is everywhere, the environmental recovery technique should be a simple one, because environmental issue is everywhere. The people, therefore simple techniques are important so that many people can use. Rich country, poor country, Europe and America and Asia and Africa, so many people can use. So this is end my talk. So I had talked about how the natural structure can help the soil recovery. So it's very important to know the natural process. We can use that. So when you have interest on my talk, you can search my homepage. It's on the WordPress, and you can follow the link of my homepage, and you can see this kind of homepage here, project homepage here, and also you can see the research project name here. So if you think it's interesting, you can come to a university close future as a master student or PhD student in the future. You're welcome. You're welcome. So environmental science future is now. Water shortage, food shortage, environmental pollution, global warming. You are the person, okay? You are the person who will solve these issues. Thank you very much for watching my slides, and it's the end of my talk. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mori Sensei, for your great lecture, and this, I think, very interesting topic. And for our subject in basic ecology is very related to the topic of the soils and ecosystem restoration, I think. Okay, now student, we have 50 minutes. 15 minutes to discuss. If you have a question, please raise your hand and open your mic. Yeah, please, Muhammad Iqbal.
Yes, Mr. Sensei, I would like to ask a question about the fiber that you use for artificial macrospore. Is there any specific unique characteristic for suitable for it, or as long as it easily degrades into the soil and close with the soil particle, it will be good? And is there any substitute for it available? Perhaps coconut fiber could show a better result, or newest lotus fiber could show any different result? Thank you for accepting my question.
Okay, Maurice say, could you hear the Muhammad Iqbal voice clearly?
Yeah, so is he talking about I mean, option of the fibrous material, something?
Yes, I think the option, Muhammad Iqbal, you asked about the alternative of the fiber materials?
Yes, sir. I asked about that. Is there any subtitle for it?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So I have once visited Indonesia at the southern part of the Sumatra. There are Lampung, and close to the Lampung, there are Gunung Madu area. Gunung Madu is called the Honey Mountain, and they have a sugarcane field, and also at the Okinawa region, sugarcane field. We had used residue is the sugar cane residue. I forgot the name of the residue of the sugarcane. I forgot the name of the residue of the sugar cane. After sucking up the sugar, there are the residue over there, and we can put that residue onto the land as the fibrous material, and it works good at the Okinawa region, I would say. So there will be a many options that you can use.
Okay, thank you, Sensei, for the answer. Next, Alia, please open your mic.
Sorry, am I audible?
Okay, that's please.
I'm sorry, I don't turn on the camera due to
It's okay,
due to
it's
the
okay.
internet connection. I would like to know, from what I got from the lecture, the bamboo or glass fiber is just stuck to the soil. I mean, it sounds so simple. So I wonder when this artificial infiltration is applied, or when we apply this technique, is there things that we should pay attention more to, so it can work out as we expect? And is there a condition that where this artificial infiltration cannot be applied to? That's my question. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. The condition where Marco Polo works is that I mean, we should have rainfall there, and we should have, how do I say, hydro gradient. I mean, the groundwater level should be lower enough. Okay, groundwater level should be lower enough. So we can use that artificial Marco Polo at, say, like paddy field area, because groundwater level is very high, so it's not good. So we should have lower ground level. Okay, that's my answer about that.
Okay. Thank you, Sensei, for the answer. And the last one is Mustafidul Ulum. Please open your mic.
Okay. The artificial macropore method can improve the plant biomass and produce plant with greener leaves because of the many organic substance in the soil. I have two questions, sir. The first question, if we grow some vegetable or fruits such as tomato, can the artificial macropore method make the plant more productive and increase the number of harvest? And the second question, can this method be applied by ordinary farmer, which don't have a high technology?
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. When you go to forested area or agricultural field, when you have the bad infiltration over the area, artificial Marco Polo helps the infiltration better than before. So maybe you can get better crops than before, faster grow, and I mean fruitful. Like yeah. So it's good to use for the agricultural field. And I forgot the second question. So sorry. Yeah. So agricultural farmer can use artificial Marco Polo easily because it's simple, and I mean the cost for material is very cheap. So yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Sensei, for the answer.
Thank you, Sensei.
Sorry, Sensei. There is still one student that want to ask to you. Please, Duhani. Open your mic, Duhani. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Pak Hirmas. So what I want to ask is, so you wanted to increase carbon soil by installing artificial macropores to imitate roots in soil. So is there any microbes in the micropores to help increase the soil carbon, or it's just the water that enter the pores?
Once again, please. Sorry, once again, please.
Yeah. Duhani, you asked about the involvement of microbials in the soil? Or?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
The microbial in the artificial micropores that you made.
Oh, okay. Sensei, Duhani asks about there is involvement of the microbial activity in this research or in this experiment that use macropore. So the infiltration could be improved in the field or just to make the infiltration of the water become larger.
Is he talking about the microbes in the soil?
Yes, actually, because
microbial activity or something.
Microbial activity, just microbes or bacteria, soil bacteria, and others that maybe also contribution to the infiltration.
Yeah. We should have reviewed about also for the microbe activity, and I'm sure that some microbial activity is affected by the macropore application, and also the artificial macropore application is also affected by the microbes. So it would, I mean, how to say, affect good influence each other, I think. So we should have reviewed about that. So microbial, I mean, aspect of the thing is very important, I would say. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Sensei. I think it's enough for us to discussion session. Thank you for the question for our kindly students. And now we go to the photo session. Sensei, we will take a photo together to all participants. So all participants, please open your camera. And Santika maybe can help me to guide this photo session. Santika, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but
yes,
I have bad connection, so I couldn't take a picture.
Oh, maybe some of student, one of student can help to.
I can,
okay.
sir.
Yeah, please, dear.
Okay. The first slide, 1, 2, 3. Second slide, 1, 2, 3. The third slide, 1, 2, 3. And the last, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, thank you, Dia. Once again, Mori Sensei, I want to deliver grateful from Department of Biology to you. This is the certificate for you that I will send later after this meeting. This comes from the head Department of Biology, and thank you for lecture that I'll also already attend. There is Mr. Aris Cahyoloksono, is a senior lecturer from the Department of Biology, and others lecture, I think, from the Department of Biology. Thank you very much. Thank you, student. Thank you very much, Mori Sensei, for this lecture. See you next time. Bye. Bye-bye.
Hey, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you. Bye.